bit of brotherly advice for you guys today. As I promised, full transparency into everything that I take, all my lifestyle factors to achieve the physique that I have, and all my social media posts, and how I feel and perform at my most optimal. And before I get into any of this, I take a holistic approach to how I do everything. Data-backed, holistic approach. Emphasis is on the lifestyle, the nutrition, the sleep, the training, the dedication. This is my physique right before I turned 30. And at this particular time, I had never touched any peptide or taken any clomiphene or any type of performance enhancing thing. So you can do all of this stuff naturally. There's no need for any of this stuff. The biggest thing is to get your blood work and understand it. So that's what we're gonna do now. I'm gonna give you essentially like a very elementary view of the blood work that I just got back Friday. I get a comprehensive metabolic panel done. As you can see here, everything is absolutely perfect. One of the things I'm looking at is albumin. This is a binding protein. So that is going to impact your total testosterone to free testosterone conversion. The good thing about albumin though is if it's bound to that binding protein, it can actually unbind and convert to free T through some pathways. I'm not going to go into the details of that. Unlike SHBG, sex hormone binding globulin, if your total T binds to that, it's locked in. There's no way that that's ever going to convert to free T, which is really what is going to be that motivational feel-good hormone that's going to keep you in a very anabolic state when that is in the proper levels. Looking for other things in here too, like my hematocrit. If you're at a higher elevation, say you live somewhere up in the mountains in Colorado, your hematocrit's probably going to be a little bit higher. This is kind of a thing that people use for like blood doping, stuff like that, but it is also going to be elevated, basically like sludge. So again, mine is good. If you're taking exogenous testosterone, that is when you really start needing to be a little bit more cognizant of that. I have not had any issues with thickening of my blood. Then we come down to our lipid profile. Cholesterol, for me, I've never had an issue with that. I eat a ton of eggs, nature's multivitamin, and I don't have any issues with my cholesterol. My HDL, LDL, total, it's never been a problem for me. And that is a fallacy that has been plaguing the whole nutrition space for a long time. There is no tie to dietary cholesterol and your actual cholesterol levels. It is more so a genetic thing. Then we come down to my thyroid section. So my TSH, my T4, my free T3, and those have pretty much also always been in check. I believe that's also going to be more of a genetic thing. Lifestyle factors, epigenetic things are also going to play a role in that, but for me, I really never had an issue there. Then we have my IGF. This one's pretty cool because 216 is the highest mine has ever been. I ran tesamorelin for 2 months ago, and then I've stopped. I've not been taking any more growth hormone releasing peptides or growth hormone promoting peptides, and my levels didn't tank. So this is endogenous, it's not suppressing my natural production. My baseline was roughly 190 to 210. 216 right now after 2 months off of any type of growth hormone peptide. So if you're worried about it tanking your IGF levels, which is what you use to monitor your serum growth hormone levels over time, fountain of youth hormone, this is a pretty cool thing. So I have not experienced any suppression with my IGF-GH levels, so that's awesome. Z-score there, amazing. So LH and FSH, this is one of the things that if you're taking in clomiphene can be an issue, right? So LH is a little bit elevated, really nothing to be concerned with there at 10.3. But yeah, there's something to be cognizant of. If you already have elevated LH and FSH levels, may want to not consider taking clomiphene. Total testosterone, we're looking at 1300 right now. It says it's high. I feel amazing right now. My motivation is through the roof to do anything and everything that I set my mind to. So if you're lacking there and your testosterone is low, that could be a really big contributing factor to that. So Free testosterone is 26 basically. That is above the threshold as well. For me, I like that as an athlete who prioritizes performance, aesthetic, and just looking and feeling amazing. This is good. This keeps me in a very anabolic state. This helps me recover faster. This is helping me put on more muscle mass. So for me, this is a good thing. I like being basically right where I'm at. I want to keep it this way. And then the dihydrotestosterone. I did a full DNA assessment about 5 years ago, and it showed that I had both of the alleles or whatever for male pattern baldness, androgenic alopecia. So DHT is one of the most androgenic hormones out there, right? So it is something that I like to keep in check with finasteride. So obviously, as I've been taking clomiphene, which is raising my testosterone levels, the DHT is also going to raise as a derivative to that. So as a 5-alpha reductase inhibitor, Propecia or finasteride, that's what I use to reduce that. There's a lot of negative side effects with that one, but I believe personally for myself, that comes when you absolutely tank that level, when you drop it to 0 and it has no reading whatsoever. I like to just keep mine at the healthy end of the lower range or keep it just below that lower range. 45 right now is a little high, so I'll probably increase from 1 milligram up to 2 milligrams. When I test again in 2 months and see where that's at, if it brings me to 20, I'll just stay at 2 milligrams. So, but before I was taking clomiphene, I was taking 0.5 milligrams and that had my level down at 20. So that was perfect for me then. I just need to adjust that now. Estradiol, 50, that's a little bit high. It was 75 2 months before. One thing that I did to help bring that down, and I'm gonna increase that a little bit more, is taking a DIM supplement. That DIM is a micronutrient that's found in dark leafy greens, okay? So that one is going to help regulate your estradiol or your E2 to free T ratio. So that's gonna help keep your estrogen level down a little bit. So things in like spinach, you could eat a lot of spinach. If you don't want to supplement with it, just eat a ton of cooked spinach. Cooked spinach is gonna have a slightly different nutritional profile than uncooked spinach. Makes it more easy for your body to digest. The next one on here is my vitamin D. I don't supplement with vitamin D and it's super high. I also live in Florida and I'm outside a lot. I'm always paddleboarding, I'm running, I'm active outdoors, I'm always grounding, getting outside. Again, this is getting back to lifestyle. If you are actively outside all the time in the sun, that's a good thing. Obviously you don't want to get burnt, but vitamin D levels are good. I get all my vitamin D from the sun. And then my lipoprotein A, we're looking good there. Same thing with my C-reactive protein. Those are two that I also like to get. That's looking at like your liver and kidney function a little bit, just how you're doing. Insulin, I've been getting insulin as well because when I'm taking the growth hormone releasing secretagogues and when I was taking the GLPs, that's going to impact your insulin sensitivity. And as you can see here, my insulin sensitivity is still good after stopping this one, the GLP-3, that I'm not a big fan of. And then my sex hormone binding globulin 60, a little bit high there, but with where my T levels are and my free T levels are, this one's not a big deal for me. I don't mind that being where it's at. And it does play a key role in the body as well, so like you don't want to have that completely suppressed either. AM cortisol a little bit high, so one thing that I'm going to add there is ashwagandha. That's something that I used to take. For the last few months, my cortisol levels were pretty low. I wasn't very stressed, but I guess recently I've been a little bit more stressed, so I'm gonna add ashwagandha back in and hopefully get my life back to a point where I'm not stressed anymore. So those are basically the things that I'm looking at there from a endocrinology perspective and then just overall holistic health approach with my blood work. So you should definitely get a doctor, have them run through this as well. I don't have any of that medical background or anything. This is just big brotherly advice to all the guys out there. This is because I just want to help people look, feel, do their best. And yeah, that's about it.